Typically in this area, we have either really sandy soils or really hard packed clay soils. So it would depend on each First Nation. When we're looking at food security and growing crops, we want to ensure that investment of capital and labor gives us the best result. So it's really best, whatever community you're in, to improve the soils that they have for growing crops. So Terra Preta comes from archaeological work that discovered how the indigenous people of the Amazon built great and supported great civilizations of hundreds of thousands of people. And they had created Terra Preta. When the Terra Preta mounds that have been there for thousands of years were used to grow some test crops, they grew 800 times the crop that is normally grown in regular Amazonian soil. So I've replicated that from what has been gathered by archaeologists from the Terra Preta mounds in the Amazon. So we have charcoal, we have pottery, we have compost, we have wood. We have a lot of really good components that add to making a richer soil, and the pottery allows micronutrients to have a place to live. And so it seems to be a very rich soil. And in my pre-trial, which I did for 5 years in 22 raised beds, I did get here in the north with our growing season, I did get between a 2% and 6% higher crop yield, but I also got a bigger, better tasting vegetable. I think what we see here from the site in Thessalon is that the Terra Preta soils definitely are producing a larger crop than the control soil. So we have 3 types of soil. We have what I call a full Terra Preta, which is about a 50-50 mix with soil, a 25% Terra Preta, and we have a control soil that is a soil with about 20% compost, rich compost added to it. So the control soil has a very good opportunity to grow nice crops, but the Terra Preta soil, what we see here is that it is growing a larger crop and a larger vegetable than the control soil. So what we'll do now is we will document the crop amount on each single bed in each single type of soil. When the crops are gathered and weighed and all that data is in, we will then share that food to the First Nations communities, and so they can use that food in any way they like. I think moving forward, we need to gather knowledge not just from ancient Indigenous knowledge and contemporary Indigenous knowledge. We need to look across the field regarding food security, and we need to gather and perhaps bring together knowledge from a lot of people that are working on food security, because it's not just one system. One other thing we're going to look at in this project is we're going to have some of the vegetables tested to see if there's a difference in nutrient values in foods grown in a control soil and foods grown in a Terra Preta soil. So this may lead to us having an understanding of possible ways to produce crops that are more beneficial to the community.